myself out there on just about every single site that you can think of for a realtor that is free. As a new business, we don't start in with a lot of capital necessarily. And again, like I said, we just kind of jumped into it. But because, so like I said, our community is completely diverse, right? Because we're LGBTQ and we serve what the underserved, right? They are our priority. So it's a safe place to come, just to find resources, to ask questions. If I don't know, if it's not something I can help with, I'm going to find somebody who can. That's another reason we connect with other, business owners in the community so that we can support each other. But we're also very active now in the LGBTQ plus Real Estate Alliance. I'm actually currently the social media director for our Central Maryland chapter. And my wife is recently joined and has been very active helping us this past summer with various events. So we've got a lot of events that we're excited about coming up for 2023. So we're able to work with them to reach the community. And again, using your social media platforms to reach people, trying to bring just a little, like I said, a little bit of that information out that's kind of easy to understand, get them thinking about little easy ways to change, right? So that they kind of recognize what's going on, same way that we did. Like these are changes that we're making in our lives too, as we're learning the information. So it's essentially leading by example. Because we're in the same boat, right? We didn't have the information. I was a military brat. I grew up in PG County, Maryland. And then, like I said, my wife grew up in Baltimore City. So both of the school systems, if you know Maryland, they're not on the top of the list. Let me put it that way. So, and unfortunately, it seems like the less money the school system has, it's like the less of that ingredients list you got, right? So that's really what we're trying to do, is just kind of let people know that it's us too. Like, we get it because we're doing it. Like, we just figured this out. Like, and so I think that's really how that we're able to connect with people and let them know like what's going on, and that essential. When it comes to clientele for the real estate, it's not easy necessarily in the beginning. Putting yourself out there is important, getting active in the community. Social media, really, they tell you to pick two and focus on those, just wherever it is your market is. And you will get so overwhelmed if you try to do it all.
Right.
It's so hard. And if that's your specialty, more power to you. Like I said, everybody's got their strengths. Lenders, connecting with lenders. And I've connected with lenders that will have essentially the ability to kind of go with a lower score, right? To help people get funding that couldn't get funding through the traditional bank. So that's been my a good portion of connections that I've made in the beginning that has kind of helped me out. And then your sphere of influence is the people that you know, right? It just so happened when I started, one of my biggest supporters and everything that I've done, and a good friend of mine was selling their house and wanted me to represent them, and it was great. And I really appreciate this person. And, it's gone a little bit from there, making sure that you talk to people in the community. And so that, people that know who you are can attest to, your personality, who you are. And that's kind of important because nobody knows you from Adam, so it is a little hard to get started, but you're going to get there eventually. If you give up, you will never get there. And that's one of the other things is I just keep going. I will just keep going.